they've spent money silencing everybody, so no one can ever. This is forever. Once you sign that.
What I also like about watching this is you see Tommy Robinson in environments that are very familiar to me, like the street I grew up in and the streets around my house and my nan's house, them kind of hedges, them kind of windows, them kind of houses. Then Freedom of Information Act requests. This is the kind of stuff that we're dealing with as a result of a lot of things that, you know, I'm going through. If you're a fan of this show and the work that we do, you'll know. So it's so interesting to see this world, you know, like where there's this guy that has to be tenacious and persistent, pursuing councils to find out if the council have spent money silencing people or legal fees or however they dress it up, I don't know. What I think, it's a bit like when I'm talking about that guy Mamdani, who, let's face it, is from a different political perspective in an entirely different environment. I think it's positive that he's emerged because look at the conversations people are having now about the way that you can run New York. You know, you don't have to just go, well, you could either have Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. You know, like there's so many different ways of running a nation, of running a state, of conducting an investigation, of what a journalist looks like, of what an activist looks like, of essentially ways of confronting power that very, very good at remaining stasis. The primary function of the system is to maintain itself. The way that it does that is it offers a false dichotomy, false choices, so that even when you think you're making a selection, you're just choosing one of them. Now, someone like Tommy Robinson, he's rattling sabres and shaking it up a little bit because they've wanted this to go away. They took the bold gambit of trying to use this to, in a sense, that general agenda of vilifying the working class, which is a way of, I would say, neutralising the kind of political change that would meaningfully impact the vast majority of people. Because, like, if the left-wing, inverted commas, left-wing parties are fixated on identity issues, those are by definition issues that affect minorities. And it stopped being racial minorities or women's rights in the 70s, 80s, 90s and started to focus on trans issues and a variety of more niche issues. And I'm not suggesting those issues aren't important. They are important. But what's the most important thing are the political issues that are going to meaningfully impact the lives of most people. And in a way, it comes down to economics, the ability of ordinary people to earn good money, to control their lives. And maybe beyond that, and get this, that your life might not totally be dictated by the amount of money you earn. Like earlier today, someone was saying, you know, like that America used to be held together by what was written on the dollar bills, "In God We Trust." But actually, it's the dollar bills themselves that provide the cohesion in the United States of America. And given that one of the main crises in American culture right now is the debt crisis that's, you know, even caused a conflict between two of the most powerful men in the world today, Trump and Musk, it kind of shows you that our systems are faltering, failing. Debt and usury are forbidden throughout Scripture. There's probably a good reason for it, whether you're a Muslim or a Christian or a Jew. Usury and debt are forbidden. We could be living very, very different lives. So when I watch Tommy Robinson in environments that are visually very familiar to me, using jargon that's become latterly familiar to me for Freedom of Information Act requests from various newspaper entities, online entities, government departments, stuff that I'm involved in now, it's fascinating to see that the system, whilst powerful, has a fragility that's in particular brought to the forefront by independent media, by independent activism, by the threat that someone like Tommy Robinson presents.